generations. Every great empire begins with a single queen. After her one and only nuptial flight, she returns. Hidden beneath the forest floor, the queen works completely alone. In this tiny chamber, she lays her very first egg. The queen's work has only begun. She tirelessly cleans, rotates, and protects every egg. The first eggs have hatched. Helpless larvae depend entirely on their mother, using only the energy stored within her own urns. Deep beneath the forest floor, the colony reaches its next stage. The helpless larvae transform inside protective cocoons. After weeks of waiting, the first workers finally emerge. The queen is no longer alone. A tiny team is born. Has created life. The queen has created life, but the workers create the empire. Each tiny ant has a... Together, they trust. A colony is more than a group of ants. It is a living machine built by cooperation. With every grain of suns. A colony is more than a group of ants. It is a living machine built by cooperation. With every grain of soil, the discovery of food changes everything. Guided by invisible chemical messages, the workers unite as one.
A colony cannot survive on strength alone. Food must be gathered, carried, and carefully stored.
The future of the colony lies in the nursery. Every larva represents a new worker, a new defender, queen.
An empire is not built by one individual. The colony survives because every ant has a role. Workers become...
As the colony grows, its world expands. Beyond the safety of the nest, scouts explore unknown territory. Nature does not wait for the weak. When danger arrives, the colony responds as one. Every worker becomes... The storm has passed, but survival requires constant effort. Damaged tunnels must be rebuilt, the young... The colony has survived its first great challenge. Now it grows, with every tunnel carved and every chamber created. An ant colony is more than a nest. It is a living city where every chamber has a purpose and every worker has a mission. A growing empire needs more than shelter. It needs resources. The scouts venture beyond familiar ground. The colony has found what it needs most, a reliable source of energy. Through perfect cooperation, thousands of tiny... What began as a single chamber has become a growing civilization. Beneath the quiet forest floor...
An ant colony has no leader giving commands. Instead, millions of tiny decisions create a perfect...
An empire is always under threat. Hidden enemies search for the colony's resources, but cooperation turns thousands other. As the colony grows, the future becomes its greatest priority. Every larva represents the next generation of workers, builders, and defenders.
A powerful colony depends on preparation. Every seed and every resource collected today begins. A colony's strength comes from generations working together. New workers must learn the ancient routines that keep the empire alive. The colony has outgrown its first home. New entrances connect the underground world with the forest above, allowing...
As the empire grows, new challenges appear. Territory means survival, and every colony must protect the resources that keep its members alive.
For an ant colony, every path has meaning. Boundaries are written in invisible chemical messages.
A new day begins in the empire. While the forest above remains unaware, thousands of tiny workers continue their endless missions.
The colony has entered a new age. What began with a single queen and a handful of workers has transformed. In the growing empire, every ant has a purpose. Without words or commands, millions of tiny actions create a powerful empire must continue to explore. Beyond the safety of their nest, scouts discover new lands, creations. For a growing empire, every discovery matters. A hidden resource beneath a simple piece of bark becomes a... As the empire grows, survival depends on preparation. The workers build not only for today, but for the uncertain challenges that the future may bring. The true strength of an empire lies in its future. Every larva protected today represents another worker, another actions. The forest is always changing, and survival belongs to those who adapt. Deep below the earth, the... As the empire grows, protection becomes essential. Hidden beneath the soil, defenders stand ready, ensuring that
The empire is no longer hidden in a single chamber. Its influence now reaches across the forest floor, connected. From a single queen came a world of thousands. Beneath the forest floor, an invisible empire has been built through. Every empire must prepare for the future. Hidden inside the colony, new potential queens develop, carrying the possibility of creating entirely new worlds.
A colony this large is no longer just a nest. It is a living civilization, built by thousands of individuals, workers.
Survival is never guaranteed. When danger approaches, the colony responds as one, thousands of tiny ones.
The greatest strength of an empire is not avoiding every danger. It is the ability to.
The empire has become a force within the forest. Every morning, thousands of workers leave their hidden worlds. Every new worker carries the future of the empire. Guided by experience and instinct, they leave the nest for the first time. The forest changes with the seasons, but the empire beneath the soil remains prepared. Through planning and at the center of every great colony is a single beginning. The queen does not rule through commands, but through lessons. What began as a single chamber has become a world of its own. Hidden beneath the forest, millions of tiny actions combined. The greatest empires are built not only to survive today, but to create tomorrow. Deep inside the colony, within the heart of the empire, a new generation prepares for a journey that will change everything. Some will leave the colony and carry the beginning of new worlds with them.
After months of growth, the moment arrives. The next generation leaves the safety of the colony, carrying the future of the species on fragile wings. For a single day, the forest sky belongs to the ants. This ancient ritual sends a new generation into the world, where new kingdoms will begin.
The journey of a lifetime lasts only moments. Carried by the wind, a future queen searches for a place where a new empire can rise from nothing.
The flight is over, but the greatest challenge has just begun. Alone in a new world.
The journey of the queen begins again. Alone beneath the earth, she sacrifices her wings and starts the endless work of creating a new empire.
A new empire begins with a single mother. Hidden beneath the earth, the queen sacrifices everything to protect.
Before the workers arrive, the queen must do everything alone. Every larva depends on her strength, and every moment brings the colony closer to survival.
Queen is no longer alone. The first workers have arrived, transforming a fragile beginning into a true colony capable of growth and survival.
The first workers have changed everything. From a single chamber, a new civilization begins to take shape.
The smallest beginnings can create the greatest changes. With every tunnel built and every task completed, a new empire slowly takes shape beneath the forest.
A colony is not built in a day. Every tunnel, every chamber, and every movement of soil brings the young empire challenges. Nature constantly tests every living creature. For this young empire, survival depends on teamwork, speed.
The storm tested the young empire, but cooperation brought survival. Every repaired tunnel becomes a symbol.
After every challenge comes growth. The young empire has survived its first test, and now every worker contributes.
A true empire is defined by organization. Every chamber has a purpose, and every worker plays a role. The power of the colony comes from connection. Without voices or leaders, thousands of ants create a perfect network. Before an empire expands, explorers must first understand the world around them. A single scout can reveal opportunities that shape the future of thousands.
Every growing empire eventually meets a neighbor. In the invisible world of ants, survival depends on recognizing friends, rivals, and the boundaries between them.
What one ant cannot achieve alone, thousands can accomplish together. In the hidden world beneath our feet,
Colony has become more than a nest. It is a living city where thousands of individuals work together, creating one of nature's most advanced societies.
The future of the empire is growing in darkness. Every larva carries the potential to become an essential part of a society built on cooperation.
A great civilization depends on more than growth. Behind every thriving empire is an unseen army maintaining order, cleanliness, and balance. Every discovery can change the future of an empire. A hidden resource beneath the forest floor becomes another piece of the puzzle that keeps the colony alive.
Through countless generations, the empire has reached a state of balance. hidden from the world of it. Even a powerful empire must continue to search. The scouts are the eyes of the colony, discovering opportunity stations.
Growth requires connection. By linking their underground pathways, the ants transform separate chambers into one. Every empire faces moments of uncertainty. When resources become scarce, survival depends on exploration, cooperation, and the ability to adapt.
After every challenge comes recovery. Through determination and cooperation, the empire restores its supplies and prepares for the future once again.
An empire survives because knowledge continues. From one generation to the next, every worker inherits the instinct. Civilization grows stronger when knowledge is passed forward. Every new worker becomes another piece of the living system that keeps the empire alive. A thriving empire must protect what it has built. At every entrance, silent defenders stand ready to preserve the future of thousands. Every empire carries the seeds of its own future. Deep underground, a new generation prepares to leave and create kingdoms of their own. Once again, the forest witnesses an ancient ritual. From one empire, many new beginnings will emerge. The sky is only a temporary passage. For these future queens, the true challenge begins when they return to the earth and attempt to create life from nothing. For a future queen, the world above ground is a dangerous place. Every decision matters because the location she chooses.
One empire can become many. Across the forest, new colonies rise, carrying the same instinct that created.
For generations, this empire has grown through cooperation and instinct. Hidden beneath the forest,
Time changes everything above the ground, but beneath it, the empire continues. Every generation leaves behind a legacy that guides the next.
From one tiny beginning, an empire was born. Hidden beneath the lives unite to hurt. Empires are not measured by size alone, but by the lives they protect and the future they create. Time leaves its mark on every living thing, yet beneath the earth, the empire survives because each generation carries forward the instincts of those before them.
A colony is more than a collection of tunnels. It is a living history, built by countless generations that leave behind a world for those who come next.
No single ant understands the entire empire. Yet together, through simple signals and shared instincts, they create. The strongest civilizations are not those that never face change, but those that learn to survive it. Through storms, seasons, and generations, the empire remains. Its greatest achievement is not its size. An empire does not exist alone. Beneath the forest, the ants shape the world around them, becoming a vital thread in the endless web of life. Millions of lives have passed through this hidden world, yet the purpose remains unchanged. Protect the colony. From a single queen came an empire. From countless tiny actions came a civilization. Hidden beneath our